What's up, y'all? Death Lotus here, back with another Eversoul video. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded one, but I'm still playing Eversoul every day and still enjoying my time playing the game. However, I have taken a break from doing content for Eversoul, mainly because I find it far more easier to stream than to upload videos on YouTube, due to the fact that I like to edit and cut my videos to sort of coincide with the topic that I'm discussing. Whether it's a guide where I'm talking about fairies or discussing a raid mechanic, I usually like to interject a few videos and images of what I'm trying to explain. I think it makes it a bit easier for people to understand. And the problem with that is I don't have the time, unfortunately. Between streaming, working, other obligations here at home, and so on and so forth. I had mentioned this before, but yeah, this YouTube content creation is more of a hobby. I do it when I can, basically. So if you want to catch more Eversoul related content, honestly, just check out my Twitch. I stream Eversoul regularly on there and other games. And if you can't catch my Twitch stream, go to my channel, click on the VODs page, and you can see the previous streams of Eversoul or any other game that I have played. But anyways, so not too long ago, I got this idea after reading the recent main story chapter that came out of interjecting AI to sort of read the voice lines back in English, but the characters sort of sounding similar to how they sound in Eversoul. My friends egg me on for this, but I know I don't have a very alluring or charming voice to listen to someone who's reading text in a game, whether it's a main story or a love story. My friends jokingly say that I have sort of a monotone voice, similar to that of a teenager who's reading to the class, just sounding like they don't want to be there. And I wholeheartedly agree. Also, I'm really bad at stuttering. It's been something that's been synonymous with me since forever, like ever since my childhood. And I guess unless I take classes maybe to better articulate my words, it's just gonna be like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna go that far. So this is what I've been working on for the past few days, and I've got a few chapters completed using this AI system. And honestly, it doesn't sound too bad personally. But I'd like to hear what you guys think. What do you guys think? Is this something that you guys want to see? Because I know there's a lot of people who would love to have English voiceovers in Eversoul. However, to be honest with you guys, I don't think it's ever going to happen, man. The first thing that these gacha games cut out when there's not enough monetization coming into a game is the English voiceovers. And Eversoul's doing good, don't get me wrong, but it's not enough to warrant to the developers to invest into English voiceovers. So for the time being, this could potentially be the only thing. Anyways, this is going to be the only longest segment of this, mainly because I needed to kind of explain my thought process and what to expect as far as uploading these videos to YouTube. I'll try to get them out regularly, and I will be separating these videos based on episodes. At first, I was going to upload them all together, but like how I mentioned earlier, because of time constraints, I don't have a lot of time, so uploading all these episodes together in full would take me way too long. So for the time being, I'm going to upload one episode of the current event, Taste Perfection Maid Operations, one episode at a time. So sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy this English dubbed version of Eversoul using AI and a bit of my voice when it calls for it. Suddenly, I find myself in a dire situation.
Speaking of which, Savior, it's almost audit season. Ooh, I hope you've been keeping your books carefully this time. I really do.
And my books are full of red lines. I'm sure Mana's not going to be happy with me. Isn't there a scenic instance somewhere with an infinite supply of business items?
Savior, I've got a report. An unidentified scenic instance has been discovered on the eastern outskirts of the castle.
An unidentified scenic instance?
Yes. To be safe, Rita and her team are investigating it. But there's something a little unusual about it. It seems to be filled with chocolate.
A scenic instance?
The savior looks happy.
Oh, yes. Because of the newly discovered scenic instance, Bonbon Chocolate Paradise. He's been like that ever since he explored the scenic instance and realized that it's filled with high-quality chocolate. He must have gotten a good idea. He's been working on a business plan.
Hey, savior! Is it true you're going into business? Is that why you've been helping us with the store all this time? It's always about squid pro quo, isn't it?
Squid pro quo?
Uh-huh. That sounds fun! Squid pro quo! So, tell me, who made them? Who made the dumplings? What? A Maid cafe?
A dessert cafe with the special hospitality of a maid. Whew. And you want us to be the maids? I see.
I think Troika has something similar! Savior, that's a good idea! I'm sorry. I thought you were asking who made the dumplings.
Miriam to herself.
What?
Prim to herself.
What?
Savior to himself.
What?
But I'm in a bind. I don't know what to do as a maid. You can pass on your knowledge of the maid cafes of your world?
Sure, but Savior, you look much more motivated than usual. I'm excited!
The most important thing in a maid cafe is the maid uniform, right? So, the first thing I need to do is give me your bust, waist, and hip measurements. Or, let's go take your measurements.
Measurements?
You've hired a designer to fit us for maid uniforms?
Are we really going that far?
You won't mind if I leave?
Come on, let's go! See you later, Savior!
Wait!
Well, that concludes episode 1 of the Taste Perfection Maid Operation event story. I'll be uploading episode 2 at a later time. But before we conclude the video, I actually like to share the voice clips that I used to sort of generate the sound-alike of each soul that was being portrayed in episode 1. We'll start with Manon. This is how she sounded like in Eversoul.
어서 오세요. 찾으시는 물건이 있으실까요? 어라?
And this is what the AI generated.
Speaking of which, Savior, it's almost audit season.
Next up is Claire. This is how Claire sounds like in Eversoul.
마법이 풀려버리면 저희는 트로이카나 솔레이로 가야 하는데 비비안? 왜 갑자기 소리를 지르고 그래? 잠시만요, 구원자님.
And this is what the AI generated, how Claire sounded like.
Yes, to be safe. Rita and her team are investigating it, but there's something a little unusual about it.
Next up is Prim in Eversoul.
구원자, 우리 잠깐 밖에 나가자. 좋은 생각 났다. 뭔가 생각한 것보다 다들 나한테 관심이 많은 것 같네.
This is how Prim sounded like to the AI.
I think Troika has something similar. Savior? That's a good idea.
Next is Xiaolian in Eversoul.
구원자, 잠깐만. 이거 아직 뜨거울 거야. 내가 식혀줄게. 얘들아, 너희들도 좀 식혀서 먹어. 잘 소화되게 꼭꼭 씹어 먹어. 미안, 막내가 요즘 구원자 놀이에 완전 빠졌거든.
And this is how Xiaolian sounded like to the AI.
Hey, Savior. Is it true you're going into business?
And last but not least is Miriam. This is how Miriam sounded like in Eversoul.
생각해봤는데 재밌을 것 같아. 광장으로 나가면 돼? 둘이서 가고 싶어.
And this is the way she sounds like to the AI.
He's been like that ever since he explored the scenic instance and realized that it's filled with high-quality chocolate.
Now, obviously, the AI does not put as much emphasis into the words like the voice actors do. They do sound a bit more robotic and almost enthusiastic. I think it does a decent job at portraying their emotions. Well, that concludes this episode. I thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed this content. And comment down below, guys. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Is this something that you're interested in seeing? Do you want more English dubbed voiceovers with AI to sort of help and actually tolerate reading all these stories? I'm interested to get a bit of feedback on this. But for now, take care all, and hope to see you again. Bye-bye!